25-minute halves. No stoppages. The final this afternoon between St. Pat's Mackay and Ignatius College will be 30-minute halves with time off for injuries and anything else. I'm going to see Angus Neelace is on the sideline. He won't be starting, so they'll bring the little pocket rocket on it when the forwards start to slow down. So, still waiting for a kickoff. Finals day, as I said, confraternity brought to you by CQ University, Struddies and Red Corner. Red Corner live streaming every game here. I don't know how many games there must be, so I think we've got 32 on this field, or 38 on this field. Multiply that by 6, and that's how many games. We are away. Finals day, day 4, confraternity 2022. It'll be a case of a game of chicken. Who blinks first? See Jordan Leishman, the tackler. Has some help from his 5'8" and Will Thomas. Roderick throws it forward at the line. Good meters there by the prop forward there and Robbie Worsboom. Another good charge here, so they're full of vigour, and that's that Caleb Angelis I was talking about. Just inside the half of Mount Maria College, and again the forwards, and Robbie Worsboom goes for a second carry in this set. Last tackle now, 35 metres out, says referee Whelan. They put it into the air there as Hillhouse puts a good toe on that. Chases are coming through. 2 of them go up for it. That's going to be knocked on, and you'll find that'll be a scrum feed or play on, says the referee. So Whelan says play on, plays the advantage. Good value here from the referee. 5 out from the try line. Xavier College threatening. First use of the footy, the right near the line. Harry Armstrong gives it off to his halfback there, and Jack Roderick, and Roderick will be twisted over and returned back to almost where he got the footy. They've got 4 players to the blind side here, but they'll go to the right. No, he has a dart from dummy half. Come back the other way, trying to get through. There is Tommy Hillhouse. Again, they come to this left-hand side. Catch a pass. Try time. Does he get in the corner? Manny Bowers. And Manny Bowers scores for Xavier against the run of play. They finished their set of 6. They flew high. They knocked it on. He catches it. Presence of mind. Puts a right fend on. Puts a second right fend on. And in he goes. And I don't think Treadway, the winger outside him, would have had enough grass to complete that try. So good presence of mind there to back himself, Manny Bowers. And 4-0. With the kick to come. Seen a few kicks from the sideline where players have adjusted and able to just send it out to the right and get the breeze to push it through the uprights. Toughest part of the ground, however, is at the other end, again on this side of the field next to the stadium, where the breeze just pushes it away. I really don't know how you can get a kick through there unless it's low, hard and fast. Lining this up is
moving, follow,
Hillhouse.
and now
Goes to the left, so he'll readjust the next time if he has the opportunity from this side. So after 2 minutes, first points on the board. They completed a set, did Mount Maria. They put it on the toe. Chasers came through. Unfortunately, they knocked it on. We see it time and time again where errors lead to tries. Very good morning to my partner in crime over the last 5 days. As I said to him this morning, Michael Clutcher, I've seen more of you than I have of my children. And he said, that's okay. If you're listening, kids, it's not missing you one bit.
My children wouldn't be awake yet.
No,
So
well, I just tried to ring out and they're still asleep as well. So
I wouldn't be seeing them anyway at this time of the morning. But finals day, John, at Confro. It's a fantastic day as we see a bust here. But finally, we had the girls' final yesterday. What a great game it was. Some cracking semi-finals. And here we are, finals day 2022.
So Xavier College.
11, release.
Put a high kick up there, Michael. You're on your way up the stairs, taking every third step today. You're starting to get fitter.
We're getting fit. I'm going to give it all away when I get on the play this afternoon.
Exactly right. So, yeah, just errors again. But here they go. They thunder up the middle. This is Caleb and Jealous. He's a great back rower. He gets to the 10-metre line, burrowing forward. It's the last tackle, says referee Whelan. And the prop forward this time, he goes over and scores a try. And Robbie Borsboom puts more pain on the Mount Maria defence. Another 4 points just like that.
So quick start here for Xavier, and this is unfinished business for them, John. They had played very well at the 2 previous confros, got to this game and lost this game. So see a lovely little short ball and the try scored. So they've been undefeated. They've got to this final because this is effectively the playoff to win Division 3, effectively. So we're playing here this morning for a trophy, and it's the one that Xavier's missed out on the last 2 times. They last won it in 2011, so we go back to that time. They are this year in very good form. They're the Wide Bay champions for the NRL trophy competition, so they'll be going further into that. So they've been playing good footy. A feeling here that 2019's 3 years ago, and they really wanted to win that playoff that day. Didn't go their way, so my mail is it's unfinished business, and they'd love to try to win the day. But Mount Maria's been really good too from Mitchelton. They've had a good carnival. They've got to this final today, as we said, effectively going to be the champions of Division 3. That's a very good strike.
Well, he struck the last one there, and he learned from it. Michael sailed way to the left, but this time Tommy Hillhouse straightened the kick. And you have a look at the replay here. It was just a good start from the back rower charging through. There's Declan Drury, and Drury set the tone for that try. They were all coming back, and it was the last tackle. They decided to run it too, so short pass. Went too high, the defender in the lock forward in Armstrong. And Harry Armstrong's actually been dynamic, I thought, for Mount Maria all carnival. Just lazy arms there. And then again, somebody else trying to stop Robbie Boomson from scoring a try. Wish you luck. The big unit. So,
and these are both schools from the Brisbane Catholic education system, which spans a massive chunk of southeast Queensland, and Xavier towards the northern border of that Brisbane Catholic education boundary. So they're schools in the same system and coming up against each other today. Mount Maria's got a really good history as well in Confraternity Carnival. They are previous winners of the Bob Lindner Trophy, so have a previous player of the Carnival as well, way back in 1986. So one of the schools that has a real strong history when it comes to Confraternity Carnival.
Well, at the moment, Mount Maria can't buy a football. It's just been all one-way traffic here from Xavier College. He's going to find an error. No, he wants to play it on the... Right, changeover. There you go.
There's a changeover. So just for viewers who are trying to get their heads around what's happening today with finals day. So the girls' competition finished yesterday. It leaves us with the 48 boys' schools today, and they're all playing a game. So we have 3 divisions of 16 teams that play Monday and Tuesday. Some nice work up the ground from Mount Maria. And then what happens after those pool games are finished? Those 3 divisions of 16 are broken into 6 competitions of 8 teams to play for trophies. So this is the final for the top half of Division 3 after they were placed on Tuesday afternoon.
Half a break on the outside. I was just talking about the dynamic number 9, Angus Neal. He didn't start. He's out in the park now. And that's him getting tackled on the 20. Found him very good to take it to the line. Runs when he thinks so, eyes up footy. He's now with Brody Campbell. Puts it on the toe. It's the last tackle. It's been tied up back by Eli Smith, the fullback. So they got to a completed set. Now let's see how they go defensively, Mount Maria.
That's a confidence booster. That was a nice set down the field.
Yeah, it was consistent in all 6 tackles, wasn't it? It was just getting 15 metres with every carry. Nothing spectacular, just simple game, rugby league.
It's true. It's a simple game. What isn't simple is the draw for Confraternity Carnival when you're trying to get so many games in. So, as I said, all 48 teams will play today. And what they effectively do is, even the teams that aren't playing for silverware today, it's still playing for a place. So there's 48, and at the end of today, you'll be able to effectively go back and see who was placed 1 to 48 as the carnival panned out. And they're often used for seedings for next year.
Oh, there you go. Last tackle. This is going to go end over end. I don't think it'll find the dead ball line. I'll have to pick it up inside. Oh, he knocks it on in goal. Needs to dive on it because otherwise referee Whelan would have said play advantage. So they got a line dropout. Had all the time in the world. I don't know whether he's hoping it. Obviously, he's hoping it to go dead, but the footy wouldn't agree.
It just took a little Shane Warne leg break there towards the end too, as we see the early stages of this set that finished well for Xavier. But it took a little roll, a little leg break there from leg stump to off stump and proved difficult to pick up. Plus, when you've got players coming after you as well, it's not hard to just have a quick peep up to see where they are.
Angus Neal gets us back underway here, and that'll get to the 30. Suggestion there's a knock on, and there is a knock on. So relief here for Mount Maria.
And we might see a few of these today because we talk a lot about carnival footy when it comes to Confro. So when it comes to saying schools like Xavier that have been playing in their schools competition, you play every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What this is game 6 since Monday. So the bodies are battered and bruised. They've probably not been sleeping the full 8 hours because they're sleeping with a bunch of their mates in different rooms. So you get to Friday morning and the ability to keep a clear head and not make mistakes will test any player. I mean, NRL and Origin players, we saw last night's NRL game where there was talk about the fact that these guys had all played rep footy, many of them last Saturday and Sunday. These kids here have been playing far more than that this week. So when they get to this situation today, they need to draw on all their reserves and mistakes do creep in.
Yeah, well, and I think you probably don't want that first game on day 4. You'd like to sort of watch a bit of footy and walk around a little bit more. But you're right. Carnival atmosphere breeds passion, and because your body's gone, it's all about the mind, what you can push your body to do
Well,
today.
some of these boys are warming up at 7:30 this morning, and I'm going to guess that a whole bunch of them, if they were at home on school holidays, wouldn't be awake at 7:30 in the morning. But they were out there doing their thing and getting ready to play. They love playing for their mates.
Any person under the age of 15 is still in bed right now.
They are around my place.
The whole generation's asleep. You get nothing of it. The other 45% of us are up doing stuff, and they're still drooling in bed. Anyway, good luck to them, I say.
I was going to half their luck.
So good defence here from Mount Maria, forces an in-goal line dropout.
You've seen this game go from end to end pretty quickly as well. We just saw Xavier go from their goal line to get a dropout at the other end, and we've had the same here. Mount Maria starting with a dropout, a knock on, and here they go with an attacking set.
Yeah, Mount Maria didn't have much footy at the start, conceding 2 tries, so let's see if they can erase that 10-0 deficit. They'll put it through the hands of forwards, and there he goes, is Georgian Leishman. 25 out, numbers to the left and right. Neal goes to the left-hand side. They go through Harrison Gordon. Good carry there from the centre 3/4. Harrison Gordon. They go to the blind side. Neal, you've got to watch him. Angus Neal is going to get close. Held up. Close. Going to be a penalty here.
Knock on.
Knock on. Well, he's trying to play the ball. He had quite a few Xavier College, almost like Ravens, about to pick over his remains. Look at them all.
Oh, you can see too.
Boots everywhere. How are you supposed to play that? Beyond me, but referee Whelan was there.
Not easy to play game 1 Monday morning, let alone game 6 Friday. A difficult play the ball, but again, we talk about mistakes a lot this week. This is the day we probably see more than other days.
And you can still step back, can't you?
You can.
Still step back, yeah. But that's the stuff that they can learn. So Angus Neal, they want to watch him. I mentioned at the start of the call, he was a player who can be very, very elusive. So they'll work it out now. Xavier College, 2 tries, one to Bowers and Borsman so far. The referee, as I said, is Scott Whelan. They are wide today, so you can't get away with any forward passes. And congratulations to Scott getting himself a final here on BB Prince Stadium.
Yeah, and it's been 28 referees this week have officiated. They've done a great job, and they award today's finals according to performance really during the week. The referees they've seen have done a really good job in testing circumstances. So there is a little bit of reward here for the guys and the girls who have done well this week.
Robbie Borsman just carried 3 Mount Maria College boys down the middle of BB Prince Stadium. Now it's the last. Most of the players probably are offside, but that's a good kick here, and it's a tester. Well, I'd hate to be underneath the high ball here, Michael Crutchy, but again, an error See if this leads to a try as it did in the first instance with Marnie Bowers.
Yeah, the ball's up. The wind has been testing here all week. Not as strong today as it has been, but it's strong enough that it does make that ball move around, especially off that height. So this will be a big test for Mount Maria here, just to try to keep Xavier out.
And, well, the other thing is overcast conditions, so it's white on white. A long cutout ball here. Tries to bring the winger in Treadway. And Treadway is close to the try line. It can't be easy. Fullback, you can have it. Trying to dart from dummy. Hasn't get his second try. Is he going to get there as Manny Bowers represents? Held up. Good defence here from Mount Maria.
That's great defence from Mount Maria because he got low, he drove with his legs there. They did very well to hold him up. He's a powerful runner with the ball, as we saw with the first try.
So they line right back to the 30-metre line, but they probably won't get it that far. They'll throw the forward and Jordan Hislop at the white defence of Mount Maria. They come this blind side. Here he comes. Big Robbie Borsman wants a second meat pie. Pops it out the back. Probably shouldn't have been passed. It's going to be a knock on now. Wow. Okay, so he's awarded the scrum fee to Xavier on a knock on from Mount Maria.
Yeah, a little hand, the referee's ruling there just to interrupt that pass. So one of the things about today, John, is that we have rain forecasts. And it's not showers forecast, it is rain forecasts. We don't know when. Looks as though the next hour or so will be okay as we go from the back of the scrum.
Harry Armstrong. I told you he's been good all carnival. And big Harry off the back of the scrum. How many times we've seen tries from scrums? And there's another one. Harry puts 14 on the board now for Xavier.
Yeah, nice little play from the back of the scrum there. Difficult to stop so close to the line. And that's a telling try there for Xavier. You can see a bit of passion there. They'll know the story about how this final has got away from them a couple of times after they've had really good carnivals, and they're playing like a team that wants to change that trend in recent years. And like we said too, it's been 3 years since we've had finals. The last time we played for trophies at Confraternity Carnival was 2019. So
getting memory feeds from from so long ago, and it was a great time back then. But yeah, there's certainly unfinished business. Obviously, none of the players are still here from 2019, but the coaching staff and the school themselves and the old boys are certainly willing the results from 2019 to be reversed here in 2022.
And I think one of the great things about Confro, and there are many, is the fact that because they break into those 6 pools of 8 teams to play for trophies, schools over the years have had a chance to play in finals as that conversion is successful for 16-0. So you can look back, and these schools in these Division 3 competitions, they've played in finals, they've won silverware over the years. So as we see a replay of the try there. So there's history there, there's stories there, and of course we know the teams change from year to year. You can have we've got some teams this year who are stacked with grade 11 players. They'll be much better next year. Other schools are stacked with grade 12 players. For them, it's their last year, so the teams look completely different next year. So for some of these guys, they know this is not a rep carnival, as we say. This is a schools carnival. So these guys are out there playing with their mates. Some of them they've been to school with for 13 years.
Yeah, that's true. The whole year, the whole time.
That's right. So when they play together, they've got each other's backs. It's different to players who come together to play in rep teams, as we see a knock-on a chance for Mount Maria here. So that's one of the great things about Confro, and we'll see that as the day goes on today. You can see a lot of emotion among these players. They get the fact that, you know, their school careers are coming to an end for some of them, and to go out with some type of silverware from a carnival like this motivates them on a day when their bodies are so tired.
Well, they return to school now, the year 12 students, and they go into exam mode.
Yeah, that's it. It's their last sort of full term coming up for the year 12s, and then, of course, the term 4 as we used to know it back in the black and white days when we went to school. Yeah. Term 4 as we knew it isn't term 4 as they know it now. So it comes at you fast.
So we see Mount Maria trying to work their way to that right-hand fence again. Burrowing forward is Harrison Gordon, who's denied earlier, and it's a penalty. So they'll get another 6 with a strip, says referee Whelan. Angus Neal wants a footy. There it is. Oh, it's too high for Angus. There we go.
We've got
a bit lower, boys.
We've got six fields happening at the moment. So across this complex, there are currently 6 matches, which obviously takes out a quarter of the teams on these boys' finals day.
I'd love to have an aerial shot. I think it'd be outstanding. Anyway, Aaron McIntyre, when you leave, if you just tuck up in your chopper, mate. Halfway through the day, just get a snap for us. That'd be great. A little selfie from the.
Which chopper? I'll choose.
Take the hot pink one. Still trying to get Angus Neal. Now they're going to go wide through the halves. Campbell allowed to run. He's going to be pulled down by his opposite number 7. See if Xavier College can hold their line. Coming out and trying to cut down Samuel Lanner. There's a prop forward there and Robbie Borsman, and that's going to be a knock on and a scrum at the back of the ruck. Just quickly, Michael, we've talked about the referees. We've talked about the wonderful staff here at Mackay Grounds. But I think we've got to give a cheerio out to the people behind, people like yourself, Peter Elmore, Mark Bunting, John Thomas, the girls that are over there whose names I don't know. And as you said, how they work it out, I have no idea. I'm surprised they're not all wearing bow ties and sports jackets with leather elbows, because it just sounds like a professor needs to be able to work out this draw. So a shout out to everybody in the committee to actually grow this. I got a lift home with Simon Gillies, and he said it's just the AGM the other day, and there's so much to talk about, and the expansion of this competition is just a welcome headache. I don't know what you're going to do and how you're going to achieve that. Obviously, you want some more girls singing, but shout out to yourself, Michael, and the whole crew at QI SSRL. What an awesome achievement.
Yeah, well, I'll take myself out of it because I have a very, very minor role, but it's down now to such a fine art. This is the 42nd carnival. Started with 6 teams, now got 57 with the girls, but it's down to such a fine art, and the systems are used every year, and they're made so they're flexible to incorporate it. But this is great. It's been a really good carnival, and fingers crossed today that the weather holds and we'll see some excellent footy, as we'll see a penalty here. And we talk about the spirit of confraternity. I've seen it nowhere else like it is here. These are, 16, 17, 18-year-old boys. They play 6 games a week. It's tiring, but you see such low amounts, as I touch wood here, of guys who get into scuffles, who talk back to referees. The spirit of confraternity is something that all schools push, and the players respond.
They've been jealous. I've mentioned him a few times. The big unit just keeps going on this left edge. Here they go. They throw another big one. Tommy Costello, and Costello will come up with an error and relief there for Mount Marie, because the last thing they need coming into halftime, which is only 3 minutes away, is to be down 20 plus.
Yeah, that's right. They want to see if they can get one on the board here. No time off in these matches. 25-minute halves, but no time off. There's time off in the Confraternity Shield final today, and that's the only game of the week where we have time off for injury.
Especially Wheeling waving 6 to go after that first tackle, so they'll get 7 to try and get out from their own end. It's going to be inside the 10, so I'm assuming that first 6 to go again was because of encroaching on the 10, and this time they give Mount Maria a relieving penalty, so Angus Neal's going to take the tap. He's looking at the sideline saying, that's too far.
He'll have the wind at his back if he does do it, though.
So we need to get something on the scoreboard before we go to drinks. They seem to favour that right-hand defensive Xavier College. They seem to think there's a weakness there. Here's a good break here. The tackler has to come through, and Tomakovic looking for a quick play. The ball is Angus Neal. Sam Neal is probably not the same guy. I don't think Sam's ever played any footy. Probably could play the role of a football player. Still going is Luke Basham. So the 25 out. Neal, dummy half. Put it through the hands. The back line isn't all that deep. I don't think anybody knows about that kick except for the guy who's catching it in the end. So probably not the greatest of kicks, but anyway, let's see if they can do a defensive set on Xavier College here, Mount Maria.
Yeah, about only a bit over a minute to go here in this half as well. So Xavier will like their chances of coming out and trying to win this match, but certainly not beyond Mount Maria, as we see some good defence here driving back Xavier. Mount Maria's got obviously some spark. That's the reason they're in this final now. They've played well in this carnival, but they'll need some early points in the second half.
So that's a 30-metre line, as Michael Crutcher said. We're inside the final minute, first half. Game 1, day 4. Let's put on the toe. That's a pretty good kick. It's even a better grab at the back there by Jared Andrusevich. Andrusevich will get across the 40, so it can be caught, that footy. It can be caught. It's not an easy pig.
Over the shoulder too.
Yeah, Luke Basham now getting cut down and loses the ball in the tackle from the halfback, Jack Roderick. I guess Neil looks at the touch.
He's looking at the touch judge to say, didn't you see what I saw?
So that will be half-time. And, like I said, since the beginning of time, referees haven't changed their mind, and neither have touch judges. So we'll take the half-time break here. 20 points to nil as we see a couple of highlights. We'll be back with the second half here. Confraternity, it's finals day here at BB Prince Stadium.
For me, it's an opportunity to learn without restrictions.
It's the coach I need to always improve my game.
It's being a brother to another.
It's the chance to perform at my highest potential.
It's understanding the importance of our historical community.
So what can St Edmunds do for you?
We are
Men of faith.
men of learning.
Men of humility.
We are
Men of action.
we are
We are St Patrick's College, Shorncliffe.
So 25 minutes remaining for these two colleges here at Confro in 2022. We see referee Simon Whelan calling out both captains before kick-off. I haven't seen, I've seen a little bit of push and shove, but nothing outrageous that would really require them both coming together. But this is a good idea. Have a chat to them before time on, because obviously we don't have time off for anything. So he's laying down the law. I think it might have been something that may have been said for that little knock on when they questioned the touch judge. So they're jumping on it quickly. So this is good work here from referee Scott Whelan.
So we're playing here, John, for the Confraternity Cup. So this is our trophy that will be handed to the winner of this game. We have a presentation ceremony later this afternoon after the Confraternity Shield final. So where the trophies are awarded. On field 2, there's currently the final for the Men of League Challenge, which is between Gilroy Santa Maria College from Ingham and St Anthony's Catholic College from Townsville. So we've got 2 finals happening on consecutive fields and 4 other fields, which are playoffs to determine finishing positions, if you like, in Division 3 matches. Now, all fields, of course, are live. You can go to confraternitycarnival.com.au. Go to that website, check out the live stream link. You can watch all 6 fields today, courtesy of the outstanding crew at Red Corner, who have not missed a beat this carnival. They have been magnificent, Red Corner.
Yeah, it's not easy either. Obviously, Scotty in the bunker and Brian Curlin back at HQ, keeping an eye on things, and that's, like I said, if you multiply 38, I think, times 4, that's a lot of games, well, 6, I should say, and then by 4 again, that's a lot of games to film and
lots of positive responses from parents this week who've been able to, in all parts of the state and beyond, with family members, watch these games, every minute of every game live streamed for free.
Even in Britain, where there's so much to do over there this time of year. As we see
This is a summer's day over there right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, a balmy 22 degrees. So, yeah, all around the world, the possibilities, and you can watch them all again later on. I'm sure most of these players will, not only now, but in the future, they'll say, come and watch what we did back in 2022 at BB Prince Stadium or any of the outside grounds. So, I'll get up and play it here now. Xavier College, Mount Maria, all to do. Let's be not so obvious if we can, but they certainly need to score next, Mount Maria. They're down 16-0. They put a converted try on the board here, and it's a little bit of a scare, you hope, for Xavier College, because they are 25-minute halves, so there is plenty of time to put some points on the board. But at the moment, it's Xavier College using their strength. Robbie Borsman, Hislop, and Jealous, Drury, that lock forward, and Harry Armstrong. The 6 of them are certainly going as they please up the middle of BB Prince Stadium. So this is going to be a scrum for you there to Mount Maria, 8 metres inside their own territory. And you can see little Angus Neal might probably change his name to Angus Young. He's like a young
This is actually a penalty here from a ruck infringement, which I'm just trying to get a handle on what that was. A few of the Xavier players just seemed to ask a question about what that was for, but we've mentioned this at other times in the week, as we see here. Maybe an incorrect play of the ball. I'm just not sure what the situation was there. I don't know, but we've seen a number of penalties to the defending team from play the balls this week.
Jordan Leishman. I think they weren't straight when played the ball. But anyway.
It's a big chance for Mount Maria.
They really do need to score this set of 6, or a repeat at least. They go to the right-hand side, full of running. And Jallett goes back into the field of play. So Mount Maria, can they found a knock on? So that's not going to help their calls one bit.
So we'll see on the replay.
It was Jacob Sauer.
The tackle is made, and the ball just came free and probably seen by the touch judge over on the eastern side of the ground.
Coach for Mount Maria, or coaches, Christian Freed and Tony Hunter, and Tony McQuaid is the coach of Xavier College. So Tony's a little bit more happy than the co-coaches of Mount Maria at the moment. Penalty, high shot, not making friends with the coaching staff at the moment of the boys, unfortunately, these unforced errors and giving away penalties.
One thing we'll need to see here from Mount Maria, if they can mount a comeback, they'll need to push up, they need to chase the kick pressure, they need to chase their own kicks. All these little things that can be a big difference in games, but the problem is you're having to do that at the end of a really tiring week. But that'll be a test for the Mount Maria boys, just to see how much they can rally each other. But again, they're playing against a good team with a little dummy and a bust here.
I think the plan for Mount Maria, if they can get the word out there, is there's no way through the middle. They need to go wide with Sauer, Antisevic, Will Thomas and Brody Campbell need to do some distributing out to the back line. Luke Basham needs to join in the back line and see if they can't create something out wide. Because look at this. Here he goes again. It's with Caleb and Jealous. That's a good carry. Gets to the 30. Now it's the last tackle, Xavier College. So that's a good lot of metres in this set of 6. Great back line out the back here. Armstrong gives it off out to Manny Bowers, and Bowers will get close to the try line. The defence here from Mount Maria is good enough. Still going for a second effort. The referee's going to say held, and will be a changeover in the corner. So enterprising and lovely. It was a lovely, from where we're standing, Michael Crutch, it was beautiful, wasn't it? It was out through the back line, through the hands, and it was wonderful stuff.
Yeah, nice bit of cover defence as well. Had a bit of everything here. Player down there, and somehow managed to get up and kept driving those legs. He is a handful on that left edge for Mount Maria.
He already got the one try, he's Manny Bowers. There's a penalty, a relieving one. So I normally keep count of penalties. I should have done for this game, but I might have run out of ink.
Yeah, it's we don't often see this many penalties in a game, but again, trends can change on Fridays at Confro. As I look across some of the different fields at the moment, with the 6 fields in action.
Oh, just quickly, before I forget, now we were calling the game here, with Scotty Sherry and myself calling the final here with St. Pat's and
yesterday afternoon, TCC Cathedral College.
And you were over watching the other blockbuster.
Yes.
How good was that game? It was a war of attrition.
A cracking game.
Yeah.
2 Division 1 semi-finals for the Confraternity Shield, as we see a knock-on. That was high-quality football yesterday. Ignatius Park College, the defending champions, they'll play at 12:30 p.m. today. So you'll see that on Field 1. It's the Confraternity Shield final against St. Pat's Mackay. So if you're tuning in later today, as we see just a replay of that, play the ball, what you'll see is 2 excellent teams, Ignatius Park and St. Brendan's. Iggy Park won 12-6. Brendan's relied on a try to Matthew Hill, their Melbourne Storm contracted fullback, who's already playing in the under-21 Colts comp in the statewide comp. He's a real player of the future. It was an outstanding try. So it's that level of competition we've got, John. We know the 8 members of the Queensland Origin squad last Sunday played this carnival. So it's a carnival that continues to introduce some of the stars of the future. Daly Cherry Evans for St. Pat's Mackay here. This was his school. This is his city. And St. Pat's Mackay, you see another play the ball. St. Pat's Mackay haven't won Confro since 2003. They're one of the most dominant schools in Confro history, but it's been 19 years. Not even the presence of Daly Cherry Evans could get them, but certainly in the 1990s, Wendell Saylor and the likes of Brett Dallas were keys to, and you can imagine them as young players, schoolboys who left a real impression on this carnival. So yeah, we're set up really well, but we've also had players who have come out of Division 2 and Division 3 schools and gone on. Just because they're playing in Division 2 or 3 doesn't mean they don't have futures ahead of them. And the selectors, every game that is played this week, and I mean every game, has a selector at it. And those selectors met last night to decide on the merit team. So the 17 players who will be chosen in an honorary merit team as the players of the carnival in their positions. And that means that they come here and they look at the Div 3 games, the Div 2 games. At the end of this game, both teams will go out there. The selector will come out and talk to them about who played well. The selectors normally mention 4, 5, 6 players who played well, and they hand out a player of the match award. So every game has its own uniqueness, and it gets attention paid to it. And those selectors, and I was in there working last night where the door was shut, and they were making all the decisions on who would be in the merit team.
Cone of silence as well, Max?
Cone of silence. It wasn't cone of silence lowered from the ceiling. So, but that's the degree of care that the carnival takes. It doesn't matter if you're playing Confraternity Shield semi-final. It doesn't matter if you're playing Div 3 game 1 on Monday morning. You have the same attention paid to you by the very good selectors.
Yep. 168 games are being filmed and live streamed. I've just got the message from Lord Kerwin.
And they haven't missed
no.
They haven't missed a beat. It's been great coverage. And Brian Kerwin he's gone that well this week. He will keep the rain clouds at bay. That's how well he's gone.
Oh, he's got a lot of power, that man. And if there is any rain about, he'll part the seas and make sure it's a dry outing here. But no, it's a great effort and not easily done. And you've been up on one of those scaffs. It's scary stuff up there when the wind's blowing too. So the boys do a great job to maintain their balance and keep the camera steady.
And the scaffolding there, it's such good scaffolding that it seems to attract selectors, referees, coaches. Everyone gets up there, but they hold together well. So, no.
If I did it, I'll tell you what, a couple of bolts left over on the ground. Where'd these go? No, that'd be right. It's not the IKEA flat packs. So another knock-on. It's pretty disappointing standard here for the final here. There's a lot of handling errors. I don't think we've had a completed set in this second half. I can't remember the ball being kicked on the last. I think the only changeover was Manny Bowers going over in the corner there where they had a changeover. They kept it in hand. That's about the only time for this second half. So back of the scrum. Last time they had the back of the scrum close to the line they scored, but from halfway they've come up quite nicely here in Mount Maria to cut the play down and looking for a penalty.
It's got a bit of a little knock on there as well. It's got a bit of a feel of school breakup day. This hasn't it? This second half, and you can understand why. As we say, the fatigue. The fatigue. These kids have done so well this week. They have all behaved very well. We've got 1,200 kids here in Mackay for a week, including a rest day Wednesday. They've done a great job, and they're out here now just trying to get to the finish line with their mates. But of course, the lure in these games of a trophy and being able to add that trophy to your school's confraternity carnival history.
And it's funny that we were talking about before the back line and how it's sweeping plays and catching passes. Everybody's catching it through the air, but just picking it up off the ground seems to be a struggle. I don't understand. But anyway, Angus Neal. Come this blind side. The crowd's starting to build here on finals day.
We'll have a huge crowd for the 12:30 p.m. Shield final with the home team playing as ball comes loose.
Penalty.
There will be a knock-on. So you can see the crowd start to roll in now in different parts of the vision. And they'll come off these fields because, like the girls' final yesterday, while we have 6 fields here to go, when the girls' final and the boys' final for the Shield is on, there are no other games. They are the only games to watch. So we do get very big crowds here. And because it's the home team playing in a final in Mackay, it'll be stacked with friends and family here who will hope that St. Pat's can win Confro for the first time in nearly 20 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the netball structure is over there, but something they might filter over here as well. So I asked Scott McSherry last night about the crowd. I said, how far short is this of a Host Plus Cup game? He said, this is a bigger crowd than we get for Host Plus Cup. And that says a lot because the Mackay colours are going quite well this year. So it's really tested the reinforcement of the grandstand.
I'd agree with that. I've been to a few games here, and when you get people on the hill on the numbers that we had yesterday, you're certainly getting up to a pretty strong level. But we've got a few on the hill there, a nice Mount Maria sign up for this game as well. Some support for Mount Maria with the signs being hung, and we'll see that during the day. And they'll be hoping that they can hold out this Xavier raid here as Xavier get towards the line.
And Jealous, again, they were waited for him. It's a good carry there early, as you expect from Robbie Borsboom, and big balls, boom, boom, has been outstanding. Catch and pass. Trying to get there, flicks it out the back here. Still alive here, says the referee. Trying to roll over and score the try, and he's going to say it's a knock-on on them, mentioned from the touch judge. So it broke down in the corner.
Yeah, probably had the chance for quick ball. If they got quick ball to the centre, that might have been a chance. But just holding that ball up just brought that to an end. But good scramble from Mount Maria as well. They're down 16-0, but they're still coming across in cover there, trying to keep Xavier out.
Yeah, 16-0 half-time score, so no points this second half. Thought he's in there for all money was Declan Drury, but scrambling defence. As you see Mount Maria try and get down the other end. Don't know whether they've got enough in the tank to get the win, but certainly they might be able to threaten with at least a try or two.
Oh, it was an
offload.
Good offload too.
This is what they need to do. We saw this yesterday between, I can't remember the game we called, where they just kept it alive, offload after offload, and that get the forwards treadling backwards and losing a lot of energy. He's going to be picked up at the back easy by Eli Smith. So Eli gets absolutely jumped on there by Bedford Parsons. Scored a try on day one, did Bedford Parsons, and Bowers coming for a run from the left-hand side. It is a try scorer.
You can
and he
see
loses the ball.
The enthusiasm there from Bedford Parsons, and that's what we spoke about in the need to try for Mount Maria to get those guys who are going to chase those kicks, put pressure on the kickers, and also push up. If there happens to be a Mount Maria forward who gets his way into a gap, he's just going to need runners to come out as well, as we have the linesman in here at this stage.
Well, there's a little bit of push and shove at the back end of the tackle here. I don't know whether something was said or there was a little niggle, but anyway, there you go. There's an upward palm to the face. It's reenacted there by the touch judge. It's against Manny Bowers. It took some umbrance in the tackle. He'll probably go for 10. So that's actually striking at the head of a player. So it's a mandatory 10 minutes. Yep, there he goes.
Well, it's a mandatory 10 minutes with the hands in the air, but it is 5 minutes. So even though the 10's put up there, it is 5.
Should bring back the 5 minutes in bin at NRL level.
I agree on that. 5 minutes here because this is a 50-minute game
That's
time,
right.
so it's deemed that 10 minutes is a heavy price to pay for an indiscretion. So in 5 minutes' time, we'll have teams back to full strength.
Yeah, and that'll only be 5 more minutes. So here's a chance here for Mount Maria. So that player, Manny Bowers, is actually the left centre 3/4 who went to the corner. So they need to go to the right-hand side. At the moment, you probably can't see Xavier College. All their players are from the right-hand upright to this grandstand side. So they're in a bunch. They need to send it wide and quick. At the moment, they're just trying to draw, but it's giving them time now. You can see, well, you probably can't see, but Xavier College are now starting to stretch their defence. If they can kick in the corner, there's an opportunity to wrap around here to create an extra man. Long cut-out ball that's going to be knocked on. Falls down, unfortunately, the last player. Couldn't quite grab there, Hankinson.
Yeah, they went to the right side there, Xavier, with their 12 men just pushing back across to their left, trying to cut that off, but the pass just a bit high and difficult to take. So that was a chance for Mount Maria. If you think against 12 men, under the 5 minutes, you'll only get maybe 3 sets at best if you have that in that 5 minutes. So you want to try and make the most of them.
Touch judge coming in to make sure the players are back to 10 behind the lock. On the 30, as you can see on screen. Big contact. It's a good thing you and I are standing up because royalty's about to come in behind us, mate. Johnny Thomas.
Confraternity Carnival royalty, all right.
I'll say.
The man who puts together the draws and all the logistics.
There he is. He's looking fantastic. Looks just as fresh as he did on day one.
He's the ageless John Thomas, who's responsible for the fact we've got a flawless carnival with 6 fields playing as we speak.
He's actually higher in rank than the man walking up the stairs, Peter Elmore. No, we have got glass between us. Here's a chance here with a Harry Armstrong. Harry Armstrong, he's already got one, Harry. Harry puts a pass onto the chest of Johnny Breen, and Johnny Breen will come up with a try. And that, you would think, is the ball game. And Johnny Breen.
Well, you can see it's a little, we spoke before about pushing up for each other on day 6, and we had 2 pushing up there. You thought he might have gone all the way, similar to that try earlier on, but how about that from Jonty Bryan, who was there. The finger salute, because that's what happens now with the finger salute. You can't score a try without the finger going in the air.
I actually do that with one more strip of grass to mow. I'm very happy about that last minute. But, yeah, it seems to be the thing, the finger in the air. But, yeah, that's taken it away, I think, from Mount Maria College. It'll be bridged too far now with only 7 minutes to go. And
a really nice try at the end of a week too for Xavier, just to see the bus made, to see 2 players in support there for their teammates. And, you know, we spoke earlier about the fact that they'd lost this final in the last 2 carnivals. So they'd played really well in the pool matches and progressed through the finals round, only to fall just short in the decider. But today, this will be the decider, the unfinished business that they spoke about before the game. It's about to be finished for them in another 7 minutes or so. Scoring a try as well with 12 men, which is not easy against the Mount Maria defence, which is given plenty in this game.
Oh, we'd like to do that one again. Waved away. The next game, St Columba's up against Clevo McKillop. Scheduled to kick off at 9:30, Michael.
Yes, and that's another grand finalist one for the Confraternity Bowl, as we see the bust be made there, and the good excellent support from Harry Armstrong. The offload, a lovely little one-handed offload too. Deserve that try, Xavier, and they get themselves 20 points clear with only a few minutes remaining here.
Yeah, so it's the next game's a final.
It is a final. We get into the Division 2. Effectively, it's the bottom half of Division 2 will play off next. So it's the John Devine, don't argue there.
The human wrecking ball just came off the back fence there. Now that's Joshua Bill. Joshua's made his mark. Might have to replace your divot, Joshua, with the player's head that he just trampled over the top of. What a carry. We've seen it quite a few times. We've had these Colt front rows who run these great chase returns from the kickoff and just thundered up the middle. And the crowd really love the big fellas and what they do. And it is fearless because you're running into the wall. Here he goes again. Caleb Angelis. I probably think about Might be close to the man of the match here for mine. He's just been in everything. Look, he's still driving the leg. Well, and there's like 6 minutes ago, they're killing it by 20 points, but he's still giving the effort to try and get those extra metres up the middle. Armstrong fires it out to the Jack Roderick. He gets it back to Armstrong. Armstrong tries to get an arm free. He doesn't need to do so before he gets actually cut down. Quick play the ball from Armstrong. They go to the blind. So surely there's a try there. Catch and pass, and over he goes, and that might be... No, can't be Bowers. Well, it might be Manny Bowers. He might be back on the park. We'll check the replay here, but that's good catch and pass. And again, well, maybe Harry Armstrong's a contender as well.
Oh, that's a quality try at the end of a long week. You can see the hands go out there, and we can see the try scored there. Solomon Hoskin will give that to him. He raises the ball in the air. Great try, Xavier. Mount Maria doing their best to get back there. Armstrong, again, integral in the way he pushed up and was there to... pounce on any breaks. Did really well. That's a great try in morning one, let alone on the sixth game of the week. It's an excellent try, and I did notice there, looking at the players here on the right hand edge for Xavier, you know they're tired because they're pumped that the try was scored, but they sort of just raise their fists and they don't run into that corner over there. It's too far to run to celebrate. They'll celebrate where they are, raising their fists and knowing that this final is theirs.
It is a long way away, and I think that might have been the first touch there for Solomon Hoskin. So he's come up with a 4-pointer on BB Prince Stadium in front of a pretty good crowd in a confraternity, and something he'll remember as well as his teammates didn't go over there and say, well done, but I'm sure they'll do it afterwards. But I don't blame them because everyone's gassed from both sides, but they're probably... mentally, they want to drive on before. As I said with that Caleb and jealous.
There's that replay again as we see out. And just good hands there. No one wanted to try to do anything they didn't need to do. There was a man open, so just get that across there.
Yeah, Jack Roderick had every opportunity to score that on his own, the halfback, but he gave it off to the eventual try scorer on Solomon Hoskin. And
that's
here we go.
A penalty for offside, I would think.
Yep.
Is it coming from in front of the player?
Scott Whelan turns up. And
yes, that would be a penalty.
All right, see if they can get some points on the board. 2.5 minutes, or just under 3 minutes to go here for Mount Maria. There he is, Angus Young Neil, dummy half. Here we go. McIntyre draws 3 or 4 defenders. Good start there. They want to throw another forward line. The man lining up to have a crack at the chalk. No, he goes himself. Does Neil? Neil's there. He's just too small, unfortunately. We saw it there with young Sed on day 2. He couldn't get over the line because he's just too light. They just pick him up and drop him back. Probably needed to go back a step or two so there wasn't any interference or a chance of a knock-on. So defence here from Xavier College. Can they keep their line intact? They're going to put it through the hands, will they? No, he goes for a charge to Samuel Lanner, and Samuel Lanner will come up 8 metres short. Neil at dummy half. Goes himself, trying to get through the line there. Neil, he's tenacious. He's tenacious as Neil. He's trying to get there, but he hasn't got there. The defence comes up quickly. That creates a little bit of a gap, and it's a penalty. They left the line too early. So another set of 6.
The Xavier defence still really putting in here. They conceded a penalty, but they are trying to keep that line intact. And you can see from a Mount Maria point of view, Angus Neil, his legs are still pumping there to get across to those dummy half spots, and
he's the kind of guy who'll want to go out and play a little bit of touch footy this afternoon. That guy, I reckon he's got that much energy. It's unbelievable what the smaller players can bring to confraternity or a carnival like this. And here's just tight defence, but finally they go over and score. And Owen Gillette. Well, we're going to check it out. Check with the touch judge first before referee Scott Whelan awards the try. And what's the ruling?
Yeah, but did it go out like that or touching goal?
And we wait.
Yeah, but did the ball go out or touching?
No.
Oh, no.
Taking it off. Oh, no. That's like waiting to see who's won who got the final rose on The Bachelor. It took a maternity to get an answer there.
Oh.
But the touchy was right there.
He was right there. Xavier guys were agreeing with that decision.
Line remains intact, and here he comes again. Robbie Ballsboom.
So you mentioned this next game, which is for the Confraternity Bowl. St Columban's College from Caboolture, Clairvaux MacKillop College from Brisbane's southern suburbs. So They're both Brisbane Catholic education schools as well. There's 23 different providers of Catholic education in Queensland, as we see a bust here from Xavier.
Roderick,
good
Roderick
speed.
goes, and he'll go Jack Roderick all the way to the try line, and right on full time he gets a try. But now Xavier, they're all coming in because they realise that's the last play. There's a lot of back patting down on the sideline as well, so they had a great carnival, and Xavier College will go away with some silverware Michael Crutcher.
They will, so congratulations to Xavier College. So they win the Confraternity Cup, which is effectively the Division 3 title here. So out of the 16 Division 3 teams, they were split into teams to play in the Confraternity Cup and the Men of League Challenge. The higher ranking cup goes to Xavier Catholic College at Harvey Bay. After the last two finals in this competition, they had lost. Not this time. They deserved to win this. They were the best team of the week. Mount Maria at Mitchelton. Well done to them. But they played very well this week as well. They should be very proud of what they have done. Take away lots of memories with them from this Confraternity Carnival in Mackay, as we see Manny Bowers getting the kick. He's... Hang on. No, we're not. We're going to change it over.
It's number 22, and that's Bailey Gench. Angus Neal, just been informed, he's the club captain at West Mitchie. 5-8. He struck that nicely. Look at that. How hard is it? How hard is it, he says. So a conversion successful there, and a win to Xavier College, 28 points. Nil. Tries to Bowers, Breen, Roderick, Borsman, and Armstrong. And then at the end there, Solomon Hoskins as well. And that has a scoreline of 26 points to nil. So we get ready for the next game. Michael Crutcher. It's going to be an absolute cracker again. The Columbans up against Clevo McKillop College. We'll be back shortly.